On May 14th, Behavior held the 8th anniversary livestream for Dead by Daylight. In it, we received plenty of information for the next year of DBD, Year 9. Of course, we got more information in the PTB for Chapter 32, the Dungeons & Dragons chapter. Furthermore though, we got confirmation at the end of the stream that Castlevania will be Chapter 33. This means that Gumpy's leaks were 100% correct, absolutely no room for doubt. If you're unsure who Gumpy is or why anyone believed the leaks in the first place, check out this video after you're done with this one. But regardless, those are 2 out of 4 chapters in Year 9 that we already know. But can we go any further with that? On the same livestream, we received this roadmap for Year 9, and it has a lot of information, including something I wasn't expecting at all. Not only are chapters 32 and 33 licensed, but chapter 35 will be licensed as well. Furthermore, in July, we'll be getting a licensed survivor for mid-chapter 32.5. The only original content we're getting this year is chapter 34 and a survivor after chapter 35, since it'll only have a killer. But back on the licensed content, we already know the first 2 chapters obviously, but what guesses can we make for the survivor paragraph and killer paragraph? I'll get to both of those soon, but I'd like to now go in order and at least briefly review every chapter and mid-chapter shown on the roadmap. First, chapter 32. As stated previously, this is the D&D chapter that the PTB is out for right now. If you'd like to see some gameplay for the new killer, survivor, and map, you can always watch the VOD for my 8th anniversary livestream. Next, the licensed mid-chapter for July, which we should be getting a reveal for in about a month and a half. We weren't given much information for this new survivor, but we were given a slight tease with the line, a licensed survivor, a character who truly embodies the meaning of that word. With that in mind, I'd like to give a few guesses for who this true survivor may be. Sidney Prescott from Scream, Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead, one or both of the Winchester brothers from Supernatural, or Jim Hopper and or Joyce Byers from Stranger Things. If we get the latter, I would fully expect to also get Robin Buckley as a skin for Nancy and Eddie Munson as a skin for Steve. For clarification, this is in no specific order and just some random guesses I could come up with. Though if I had to place my bets on one character, I would probably guess Rick Grimes, or some other character from The Walking Dead. Moving on, we have chapter 33, confirmed to be Castlevania. I don't have much to say here since we already know what it is, but I will say I'm a little surprised, and even a little disappointed that we won't be seeing a new map for this chapter, though I suppose they could just be hiding it from the roadmap. For chapter 34, it's confirmed to be original, and will be coming in with a new killer, new survivor, and new map. Since we know it's not a license, I obviously can't do much to guess anything here, though I will say it'd be cool to finally get a werewolf or mummy in the game. And now, let's talk about chapter 35. Again, this is confirmed to be licensed in the roadmap, and furthermore will be a killer paragraph. In other words, no map or survivor, just a killer. But who could it be specifically? Unlike what I did for the licensed mid-chapter, I'd like to give a fully fleshed out top 5 for what I believe this chapter might be. At number 1, of course, I'd like to put Predator. As I've stated in previous videos, this is one of the only licenses we have all but confirmation we're getting at some point, so even though I believe he'd fit more for a full chapter, he's the most likely pick regardless. For number 2, after thinking on it for a little, I'm going to put Slenderman. First, while a map for him would be cool, there's pretty much no good picks for a survivor, so he's perfect for a paragraph. Second, the last chapter we had was All Things Wicked. This chapter had themes decently similar to Slenderman, although it's not exactly one-to-one. Still, the argument could be made that this was a way for Behavior to test the waters before going full throttle with a Slenderman chapter. And if that's the case, they would absolutely go ahead with the idea. All Things Wicked was one of the most well-received original chapters in a while, though considering some of the original chapters we've gotten recently, that's not exactly a high bar. But I digress. We also have the recent confirmation that Blue Isle Studios, developers of Slender the Arrival, have indeed reached out to Behavior. At this point, it's up to them whether or not to make this a reality. Number 3 on this list I'll have to give to Jason Voorhees. This may come as a shock to a lot of you, and many of you may even be discrediting this entire list because of the current licensing situation. But for those unaware, we've recently got some extremely good news for the character's licensing. First, the Jason universe was officially announced. It's, quote, described as an initiative to release more Friday the 13th entertainment, games, immersive experiences, and merchandise. We have received explicit confirmation on multiple occasions that Matthew Cote wants Jason in the game, so the only thing that's been holding this collab back is the license holders. Now, although this Jason universe is certainly good news, some of you may still be skeptical they'd be open to collaborations, especially this soon. But that leads me right to my second point. Jason Voorhees was apparently leaked to be one of the new characters in the upcoming Multiverses update. This could indeed be false as nothing's been 100% confirmed at the time of writing the script, but if it's not, I'd absolutely expect this horror icon in DVD sooner than later. While a full chapter would suit him best, I'm sure Behavior will take whatever they can get. But even if he isn't chapter 35, the potential for a Friday the 13th chapter in Dead by Daylight for 2025 is looking extremely likely. Next, at the number 4 spot, I'll put Springtrap. This chapter would be a killer paragraph, which could definitely work for him. although I think no map for a FNAF chapter would be a missed opportunity. Regardless, it does fit him, as while there are some good picks for survivors with Michael Schmidt and Vanessa Shelley, they're technically from a different continuity as Springtrap hasn't appeared in the movies yet, and probably won't until the third. Though again, I'm still absolutely hoping for a full chapter, but I'd still be over the moon for Springtrap. On the topic of the movie, I firmly believe that if Behavior was skeptical before, the sheer success of the movie convinced him to pursue a FNAF chapter. Furthermore, chapters take about a year to develop, and Chapter 35 will release about 15 months after the FNAF movie. Not to mention, this chapter will release right around the 10th anniversary of FNAF 3, Springtrap's debut. While I do think sometime later in 2025 would be most likely for FNAF, such as with its 11th anniversary and or the release of the second movie, we definitely could see it come in next March. Lastly, for number 5, I'm going to put Candyman. The only real point to support him coming in is the fact it's a killer paragraph, as I don't think he has any great picks for a survivor, but he doesn't have anything going against him either. As a quick honorable mention, I'd like to propose Art the Clown from Terrifier. Steve Barton, executive producer of Terrifier 2, explicitly stated on Twitter that he'd be welcome to the collaboration. Even so, I don't think it's incredibly likely, although I wouldn't exactly count it out either. Moving on from Chapter 35, we have an original survivor for the last mid-chapter in Year 9. Much like Chapter 34, I can't really guess much of anything here since it's original, though this could potentially be a pre-existing character in DBD lore, such as the Observer. And that brings us to a close on Year 9 of DBD. Even with the unknowns, I'm really liking how this year is looking so far. Apart from actual chapters, too, we'll be seeing 2v8 finally enter the game in July. Not to mention the casting of Frank Stone, which is confirmed to release sometime in 2024. It'll most likely get some news on the DBD movie sooner or later. Back on my theories, though. Even though it may seem like we have really solid guesses for the upcoming mid-chapter and Chapter 35, I could easily be dead wrong on both. Behavior has shocked us before with their chapters, and they absolutely will again. Chucky wasn't even on the table when it came to Chapter 30 speculation, and next to no one expected Alan Wake in January. All this to say, although I firmly believe what I've said here are the most likely picks, I encourage all of you to take this whole video with a grain of salt. Absolutely nothing is 100% until confirmed by Behavior themselves. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more from me. Only 2.5% of people who watch my videos actually subscribe, and I'm incredibly close to 2K, so I'd really appreciate it. And if any new leaks or rumors surface, I'll try my best to cover them sooner than later. If you have anything to say about the video, the theories themselves, or you just want to say hi, feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I try my best to respond to you all. And if you really want to show your support, consider becoming a channel member. For just $3 a month, you get a bunch of perks. In fact, you could have seen this video early if you were a member. On that note, huge shout out to Staniswag, Mario Blue, and DNG. Apologies if I'm saying that wrong. Regardless, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.